Thank you, Mal.
How are you doing?
Very good, how are you?
Like that ring.
Steve, this is one my wife picked out. I don't usually get that kind of response with my shopping.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I was good for that.
I know the feeling.
There you go.
Thank you.
You really believe that story?
Well, I couldn't believe it, because it could be done.
No, you know, I haven't heard anything.
Oh, yeah. I had a question, he said, and I was just curious, he said, yeah, he said, actually, they have a dog that is, I remember, yeah.
Oh,
And I was just curious about
see what
that.
happened to these dogs.
Yeah. The county and everything.
Honor to girls.
We got a place out there, it's one like, I know very well, we got a couple houses down there. And so that's where this was.
Yeah, it'd be great for,
Yeah.
Well, that was rooted down. I'm just saying. What do you think? I've been busy with saws. Jigsaw into this one and a jigsaw, or a scroll saw into this one.
Goodness gracious, you know, get that bigger.
So, yes,
I know.
paying off my crafting for a few weeks.
Yeah, ooh,
Good idea. Everybody can figure it out.
they're still attached.
some metal pedals are good.
Yeah.
Get some of those chain things and put them in, a metal glove.
Yes.
That's what I did, glove.
Yeah, the shark gloves.
My husband needed that because he was gonna have big saw.
Well, I guess you couldn't say anything about that, could you?
No. So, yeah.
Now, what was the end date on that project? I know the start date's the 2nd of September.
October 15th.
The 15th. I thought that's what it was, but I didn't want to say it wrong. You give them all that yours, will it?
He's working on it.
You can add the letters going out with sewer bill.
Thank you very much.
And
Sparks, the plugs are dry,
put on there that we sold that land.
gas is on.
Yes, that's
They
awesome.
run to the refrigerator, it's just not getting gas, because he said it's kind of like, you know, there's gas fumes, like, you know, breathe, and so there's just
October
spark,
15th.
but there's some, so he just went to the rebuild kit. So we'll, so they'll have 5 and 1 day.
That would be enough.
I already told him something. The new one is because it's new and it works. Yeah. I love the old age. I just talked to Lee today, I was just there yesterday, and going there, and I'm trying to go there again. It is bad. Oh, she's great. We just talked, we went, yeah, so we went to that thing that was so we said,
7.
and we got,
Strong.
Here.
Crawford.
Here.
Fisher.
Here.
Emson.
Here.
Dickerson.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Rankin.
Public comments. Any
I would like to be put on there, I just like to be on there.
So I was curious as to why the transfer station fence gate isn't on your agenda to be discussed. I know you texted the supervisor and said no, but it's not really just one person's decision, it's the
I didn't.
board's decision.
Said they could bring it, but I told them I didn't know if I had the support. But, put it under mine. Under mine, we'll put, fence, transfer station,
That's,
under the
you're
president's.
you, or
The
are you?
president?
The president?
I don't see that here.
What would you like that?
No, I just wanted Facebook. Post, we put Facebook.
Under new business?
Is that under the streets
Put
or?
under public comment.
That's under, presidents then.
No, it's 20 just.
Oh, I'd like a Facebook post put on mine, under, wherever you wanna put it, public comment, new business, I don't care.
Anybody else?
I'm gonna slaughter this, the Obadiah invoice of $2,015.71, I believe that was for that truck.
For how much?
$2,015.71.
Under streets or what?
What's that under?
Report.
Under
Clerk.
clerk report?
Clerk report?
You said that was the first truck?
I believe so.
For the box?
Yeah. Wayland, did you take it up to Wayland?
No,
No?
Grand Rapids.
That's power board.
I would've
Says
thought it would've been
power
more.
board and installation of power board.
That's, sewer, that's for the sampler on the influent.
Okay,
Cause that one, we took it to is a lot more than
okay.
that.
I had not gotten that one.
Okay,
I'd also like to add up, policy update or policy change.
New ordinance or?
No, it's just a policy
What do you want to put it
It's
out
under ordinance.
under
Oh, I
ordinance.
see,
Yeah,
policy change.
sorry, yeah, under ordinance.
oh, I have one more too under the park, sorry.
What do you have?
Number 3 under parks, I've got a thing from Badgers for our Christmas trees for winter.
Badger.
Yeah.
Christmas tree.
A little early, but okay.
Well, I've had it a little while too. I'm forgetting to bring it back.
You wanna bring it up in the July meeting?
Oh.
Is that it? Alright, July expenses, general fund, $18,918.52. Sewer fund, $407,701.25, major and local streets at zero.
The second quarter billing will be at the end of this one, so it'll be on next month's.
Approval of current agenda and or amendments to the current agenda and the expenses.
Make a motion to approve.
One second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Strong,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
Emerson,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Rankin.
Yes.
The approval of the July 15th, 2025 regular meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second
Discussion. No more discussion, roll call.
Strong,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Fisher,
it. Yes.
Emerson,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Rankin.
Yes.
Van Buren County Commissioner report.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Have a few things going on lately. The last meeting I attended, I announced Sheriff Adams being selected Sheriff of the Year for the state of Michigan. So that was quite an award for him to receive, and we did a proclamation acknowledging his election of Sheriff of the Year, which I think is well deserved. We entered into an intergovernmental agreement with St. Joe County for a digitalization department. And so we're going to pool funds to work on creating more digital files, less storage, more efficient processes. And also we've worked together for improving our county website. And so what you'll see, hopefully it'll be rolled out in September, is the new website has an interactive map on it of the county. So you can go to your township or village and you can look at individual properties. It tells you, when you zoom in on it, it will tell you who owns it, the tax base, the dimensions. So it's really,
You can do that now.
yeah, on our website.
Just a lot easier to find probably now, it was.
Oh. Yeah, it's pretty easy, you can click on anything, that's
Do
my
it,
wife.
it's easy.
You do it more than I do. So anyway, and there'll be several other, improvements. I think you'll find it when you get on there and take a look at it. Really an improvement, so. July 22nd, I know we had some comments, one of the meetings I was at, about is the county commission keeping an eye on Palisades and what's going on out there, and are they just sliding through and gonna open up with without a lot of oversight? Well, July 22nd, I attended a drill that was required by the NRC, where there were probably 15 different agencies there, from fire, police, ambulance, hospitals, schools, Palisades, of course, all the technical individuals that run the plant. And we had a drill that there was an event, which the event was a leak, and we were required to respond to that, all the agencies, and it was amazing what was going on. It was a little bit eerie because it was almost too real about how it was all happening. But we'd get a phone call from the plant saying, yeah, we've got a leak, we can't contain it. Here's how many mile radius we need to move people out. We do need to evacuate because it's serious enough. So we went through that entire drill, and then I thought it went pretty well. The following week was the real drill for NRC people to come in and grade the drill to determine if it was adequate and what level of preparedness was done. And they were amazed about how well it went and how well this group put together this preparedness plan in the course of less than a year. And they've indicated usually it's a 5 to 6 year process to get this done. So kudos to the departments that put that all together, including the hospitals and schools. I don't, you guys are probably about 25 miles from
It's 18, from here it's 18 to South Haven itself, so.
a little
About
further
that.
out.
Seven from
Yeah.
South Haven to Palisades.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll have a little more time to respond. So I think Goble School was one of the schools that was a host school to have people who had been evacuated from their homes.
At one time Bloomingdale was too.
Was it? Yeah, and it may be again, but all in all, that process went well. It gave me some level of comfort to know that this is being done, it's being done well. The NRC is on top of it, and that we've got a lot of resources dedicated to making that kind of event happen as well as it can happen. The other thing we did last month was we hired a medical examiner, a deputy medical examiner, to assist the current. We heard some comments, I heard some comments, I think even in this group, that the response time of getting the medical examiner on site when there was a need for that was not happening really quickly, and all personnel who was there on site has to wait until that happens to release the body. So it was, I think this will help that.
Is this person from the county?
I think they're from Kalamazoo, from Western's department.
That's probably what the holdup is in the time, is where they,
Yeah,
Should have the company.
well, Yeah, we were hoping to get like 24-hour notice when someone's gonna die, so that would.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I wish you could have.
When you get that,
Let us all
so
know.
my name number comes up.
We got a long time.
Okay, anyway, Nicholas Kostelecki is, the deputy medical examiner now, who hopefully will be assisting in that process. The only other thing, we finally completed the building, the expansion of the building for Van Buren County, Transportation over in Bangalore Industrial Park. And so they are going to be having an open house probably next month, so I'll try and give you a heads up on that, if anyone's interested in doing the tour of the new structure. So, anything, yeah?
Can you cover that address assignment protocol?
Yes, so that is, kind of a new thing. I don't know how much of a change there is to that, but I think we went from, a more, online system that will go into the response team's system to help locate these addresses, and to set them up initially. So I'm gonna get some more information on that because we didn't get any presentation on it, but
So they're gonna assign addresses then?
yeah, yeah. So hopefully that'll help, first responders and, process servers as well. So, anything else? Good? Anything to report from your perspective?
Yes, in, I believe it was June or May, we took and asked, we heard that the, equalization, I think is who sends it out, sent out the, tax information, in too late is what we were told for both the village council and the township to consider, the headway, option. What's the story on that?
I talked to our county administrator about that, and if there was a problem, this year with the timing of that, he checked, with the folks, county who were responsible for that. They said they use the same timeline that they have for previous years. So my question then was, well, is our timeline not adequate? Because if these are being sent out same time every year and we're getting responses that they aren't giving adequate time to make the elections, then we need to do something about that. So we're gonna follow up on that and see.
Well, there just wasn't enough time to schedule the public meeting. And then,
To hit the June 5th tax roll,
yeah,
because it was technically due September 30th, but that would only get you the winter tax roll, it would not get both.
So I will get back to you to see if they've looked into the process and see if they're going to change some things in their
I
timeline.
know last year, we got a double bill because one of ours, either our township or our village, we got a second one sent because it was the wrong amount. Now this year in Columbia Township, it's happened. So I'm wondering why that continues to happen too.
Okay, I will check on,
You get one and then like 2 weeks later, you get a revised one. And we had that happen here last year and now it's happened in Columbia this year again.
Are they all sent out at the same time? Because, I saw after it was spoken here, I took and saw, that, other municipalities and townships had gone through the process. They had their, advertisements posted, meetings scheduled, and it's just different than what we were told.
we're just marking our calendars for next year, right?
Yeah, within our group here.
okay.
I sent Justin a thing that I may have misunderstood how that went down, because I too watched the Courier Leader, and I sent him the very next day. Bring it back to your next meeting, rescind it, because you can still get this, it will be for winter tax roll. That was,
We're just
My
gonna
understanding.
schedule our vote ahead of time, even though we don't have it yet.
Guess that would be one way to attack it, to ensure that you can address it timely, but I'll follow up, see if I can get some additional answers. Okay, thank you folks. You bet.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave.
You bet.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Alright, Parks and Recreation.
We are on budget, we have enough funds to last to the end of this year and for our startup next year. We're a little bit low on sales this last month, been kinda hot, not too many people camping out. I did call the sheriff on Monday, I had 3 people that hadn't paid in 2 days, even though I could repeatedly warn them, so I called them. Came, we had a big powwow, we got things settled, they ended up paying, they came down and paid you, they had until 1:30 to pay Monday, otherwise they were gonna be trespassed, and if they were still there after 1:30, they would have been arrested. But they paid actually for another day and then stayed, so it worked out. It's the only excitement I had down there, so. Otherwise, not too many people in the playground right now, that seems to be pretty quiet, maybe it's the heat, I don't know.
It's the heat. My kids won't go down there and play either, they say it's just too hot.
It's hot down there, so.
It was nice
That's
today.
it.
Today, yeah, but it's all wet down there now.
Alright, report on village officials, my monthly report, the truck's been completed with the new dump bed, it's back. Sewer ponds, both pumped down, all testing, met our new summer stringent requirements. We didn't have any overs, any violations for June or July. I think the requirements dropped back, or our testing can go up. What they require us to bring down in the summer, so we're not pumping in the streams, they change in September, but we're pumped down pretty good right now. We didn't have 10 inches of rain this July like last year, and that really helped. Been working with Chris Serdell and Tim Remington on school project and some issues we had, with the Willow Street storm drain. I did hear back from Chris today, their engineering company's just waiting to get a price for digging it up and asphalt, and then they're gonna let me know when that's gonna happen. So it is gonna be fixed. School is covering that because they're gravel trains. They think it just, the pipe separated from the catch basin, but they're gonna dig it up and fix it no matter what. There was an interesting old sewer tank from the 50s down there they found, and can't fill it with sand, so 3 trucks full of concrete filled it.
Was it on the elementary side? Well, they've dug tanks up there twice before.
Well, this one was 39 feet long.
Yeah, they've had, I mean,
They
they,
filled it with concrete,
yeah.
so I guarantee that won't have any settling issues.
Twice while I worked there, they dug big tanks up out of there and they did their parking lot.
Kurt off and on, doing a good job, especially with ponds and the mowing, pretty much covered everything. Tom hit me up today about starting to spray some more weeds, so we'll get on that. Next up, fence for the transfer station.
We would like to put a gate across Rocky Road. We have a lot of people that are in after hours. We have video of a woman and her 3 children climbing through the dumpster, throwing stuff out, and it is every single solitary day.
But you got her, didn't you? Wasn't she caught?
Yes and no.
The cops.
She's up at the 41st Street
Right.
compound, so Officer Turner is watching. He's just waiting to make sure that he can't get her with the vehicle. He sees her or he sees the vehicle.
You can't get her with the pictures you've got?
Well, he can, but he has to catch her in the vehicle to prove that she was the
Oh,
one
right.
in fact driving. But it's every day. It is every single night. Someone is going to end up hurt.
Sounds like my cemetery.
Yes.
They make a mess, they get in there, we try to get the dumpsters level, we come back the next day, everything's mixed up, they're digging stuff out of the bottom, and throwing stuff out in the back.
I have a video
It's-
of a
it's a
woman
big mess.
climbing out of the recycle bin.
Maybe
She
I'll
was
wait
went
down
in
there
one
one night
door
for 'em.
and came out another door.
One day they had a tarp, with a bunch of Celotex board chunks and a ton of 2x4s laid up against the back. So I texted Matt and I'm like, hey, you don't know if somebody's down there. then I seen the video and I'm like, wow, that's not good.
It's,
The
someone's
problem,
going to end up hurt,
oh yeah, especially one of the kids down there at 3 o'clock in the morning.
yes.
Only problem with putting a gate across that road, we'd lose a couple grand in Act 51 money.
Well, see, I looked that up.
I'm sorry, which money?
Act 51,
Okay.
the public road.
That's, remember Dale, when we had to name the road to get the
Yeah.
money, yeah.
And so I actually looked at it. So for major streets, it's 7,028.66, local streets, 2,107, and that's, South Van Buren. Bloomingdale, LRP, that's gonna be local road and local road program. For LRP, major street was 113, so your LRP local street for Rocky Road is $33.89, not $2,000.
I think that's bad for us though to have that across there in the winter when we're plowing and when we have maintenance people in and out all the time, that's my opinion.
When I didn't talk to Matt, and I talked about it, I said it'd have to be a power gate, cause Kurt can't keep getting in and out of the truck,
No.
we'd waste too much time, he's in and out of there 30 times a day. That'd be a power
And when
gate.
we have stuff going on at the sewer pond, somebody's gotta be able to get down there.
It's just fencing in the dump an option, not the road?
Well, it is, but that's far more expensive, it would be far simpler, and it would also protect your sewer ponds.
Our sewer
Have a
ponds
gate
have a
up
gate
there.
across
Yeah,
there,
gate
we have
there.
a gate.
What about the people that live in that house, they use that road to get to their
What we'd have to
garages?
do is go back to where our DPW building is, it's
Okay.
mowed 20 foot behind it,
Okay, I mean, cause I
so
thought
it
about.
could go there,
the people.
That's a good idea.
but
Okay, so instead of a gate there, maybe a gate that goes long ways.
Yeah.
That blocks those drives.
Is there a way to stagger it in front of the entrance into the recycle area itself?
well, then you got the semis that gotta get in.
Yeah, we said the
And
best
our-
way, so I mean, cause we've been trying to figure out how to do it, and
Yes.
the best way has to be able to get in and dump those, and we're averaging 5, commingled recyclers, a month at $4.80 plus the $80 fuel charge, and 3 to 5 dumpsters a month. So that's basically once a week's best way is there, pulling one, dropping another, pulling one, dropping another.
Were you using that many when we were smashing them?
Yes. And, on that note, so we're getting charged $450 from the village for smashing for the month, and then we're charged $180 by Best Way for being overweight. Yes, we are going to do a metal recycle dumpster, that's gonna be being put down there, so we found one with McPike. Best Way would kind of offer us, they won't give you cash, but they will, whatever metal you put in there, they will offset that, like, let's say we had $500 worth of metal scrap, they would take that off the top of our bill, but you have to fill it in 2 weeks. I can't guarantee that we would fill it and then we would be in default.
That'd be nice too, cause then it's not piled up inside the building until somebody comes and gets it.
It's
Usually
then
you
being
gotta
piled
get it that day,
outside, yes, and,
sometimes it's a couple days.
well, there's no use in giving it away when we can use it to offset some of that cost.
Even though it's more expensive, fencing the dump, it seems like that would solve your problem better, because with just a gate, people could still go in there.
They would walk, but they couldn't pull their truck down in behind and
No,
fill
but,
it.
yeah, but a whole fence would eliminate that
And
altogether.
then they'd have to have somebody snowballing it, cause we couldn't plow it.
The gate was just the most cost effective
Yeah, I understand
I
that.
don't think,
Efficiently.
I'm against putting a gate down there,
across the road, across everything.
across
You could put a
everything.
power one,
Across
but
the road.
you could put a power one, so somebody's gotta enter a code.
What's the difference between cost, between, when adding power to it?
Yeah,
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
won't be able to get in there, they're gonna have a hard time carrying that stuff 100
let me
yards.
tell you, they'll do it.
Exactly.
Now, when they did have it fenced in before, they just
We're
use
one of the
trash.
only ones that aren't fenced in Van Buren County.
Okay.
I went out by Pullman's not.
If a fence
North
did go up, do you have like an alarm system that alerts that people are back there, that the authorities could be called?
That's a good.
We don't have an alarm system, but we have our cameras and they will ping us.
We
Okay.
used to have an alarm system back there, Mel, when somebody got down there.
But they had to go through the open the door.
What about if the lights flash on or something with the cameras and?
They'll just see, see what they're doing.
I think that would deter them too.
It's not gonna stop them.
So what's the cost for a fence?
I do not know. We're looking at roughly 10 grand was a rough estimate for fencing.
What do we pay when we make the ball right down there?
Aren't you getting pressure from the county?
A little bit, yeah. And our insurance, because it's not gated. So, if that's that, then we may have to start looking into shutting the transfer station down.
Is that village property then?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so it's not
Release it for
township.
$1. And we've done a lot of work down there and built a building.
I'd say move it.
Mhm.
Have you considered moving it, the transfer station someplace into the township? Where you'd have a bigger area and could fence it
Like
and
where?
control it, or, I don't know.
Fire station.
Is it,
What about?
There's not enough room at the
What
fire
about that
station there, so
Property where Pullman Industry used to
we don't own that.
that's not
be. No,
theirs.
somebody ought to.
The county owns it.
Maybe you could get that from the county for that.
Maybe they wouldn't.
We're not in the real estate business.
Well, actually, I think that the Pullman Industries property is held up in a county program because it was, I think it was like reclaimed from taxes according to the records. And so you could get a hold of the county, cause that part of that program is to give it back to the municipalities that it's originally a part of, for like parks, transfer station, different things like that. So that might be an option. I'm spacing on the name of the program, but I could try to get that, yeah.
I'm a Google queen.
I wonder what other counties that have their transfer station gated in, what they do for plowing, for getting back there. I mean, we
The
could,
simplest way would be to put a gate. Fencing it would be, you'd have to have a very large fenced area, cause you gotta be able to, somewhere to push all the snow. I mean, we've all seen street signs covering up the snow here, so
yeah,
it would be difficult to just fence that little piece in, try to get a sky in there or anything else.
And if we move it, then we'd have to get a buyout for all of the building and everything that we erected there.
You'd have to have a buyout.
Well, the township paid for all of that.
Well, they've used
you
it all
could
these
take it
years
with
too.
They just take it,
Take it with you.
Yeah.
promise you move it.
Take it with you.
I mean, the easiest, cheapest way would be to put a gate, but that's up to you guys. If it's only $33, I mean, it's up to you guys what you wanna do.
And again, it doesn't have to be on the road. We could gate just the little turnaround there.
Yeah, but
Doesn't
you can't-
sound-
So to get down to the sewer, you'd have 2 gates to go through then.
No, she's talking about the front of the building.
Just the front of the building?
Just off to the side.
We'd have to
Oh,
have big enough,
area.
cause,
It wouldn't be the road.
It
we
was
gotta get
not
ourselves-
Rocky Road you're talking about.
Well, that would be the
Easiest.
fastest, most cost effective, the easiest way,
But if you just put the gate across down by the dump.
by the actual dump itself.
we'd almost have to do it all the way up to our buildings, otherwise they're just gonna.
Right.
Exactly, that's what I was.
And we gotta have enough.
And then
we have to have-
it ends off the back.
because it'd have to go past where the Fastway trucks pull in.
Well, no, you'd have to have a couple gates, but the thing is, we'd want the Southwest Michigan Dust Control can get the
They gotta get in
Yeah.
there.
semi in to fill our
Yeah.
water tanks. You guys wanna get some prices on some different things, and
Oh, yeah,
that'd be the easiest way.
gotcha. I'll have it ready for your next meeting.
Alright, treasurer's report.
it should be the very last page, and it's not attached.
That loose one.
Alright, general funds, $367,202.70. Money market, $109,791.31. Major streets, $175,641.68. Local streets, $40,906.22. Money market, $109,791.31. Sewer checking, $68,911.52. Bond and interest, $152,978.95. Consumers, $416,161.98. Total of $1,441,385.67. Janelle, do you know much about the BS&A thing?
Just briefly, what she had mentioned to me is the tax software that they use, for tax payments is going out, and they're moving to BS&A. This packet sheet included everything that QuickBooks has, so that's why there's a big price increase in there, but there also is just the tax side. She gave it to you to look at. She said it doesn't have to be voted on this meeting, but it is something that is what the current software that they're using is going out.
Yeah, they won't accept it anymore.
Yes.
Citrix, the county's getting
Yes.
rid of it.
So we really would just need this one piece right here?
I don't know how she had it broke down over there.
But there's also a chance if we wait, they're forcing it, I mean, every small municipality,
Yeah.
Sutton Township's will be stuck with it, so they know there'll be costs, so there could be some financial assistance later on. So it's not like we have to vote and say, hey, we need to do this all today. I mean, the full package is almost $50,000, then another $15,000 a year roughly or something for
Yeah.
renewal.
That's a lot.
When you only take in $80,000 in taxes, yeah, that's a lot of money.
But like the tax piece alone is just $1,200, so we
Yep.
can get by with that for now.
Well, then you got the training and implementation, but that'll be less than what those numbers are because you're only doing the tax portion and not all of it.
The billing.
Then we have to get everything else that has.
Oh, yeah, you were a general ledger.
We don't have to make a decision this time.
No, no. She said maybe the next meeting she'll be at, and she can go over it a little bit more.
That would be helpful. And I
Yeah.
tried to read, it was great.
That's the other number, so.
It's really, when I seen the first 47,000, some, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, where are we gonna get that?
That's what I thought too, but.
And then another 15,000 a year or two.
Airfare and
Yeah,
training
and there is a yearly charge on that, right?
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
15 grand, he said.
so if we could piece it out, that'd be good.
Is that what you guys paid when you got it? Right around 45 or 50 wells?
That's correct, that was back in 2022, but I can say that BS&A service is stellar.
Got it.
It was 30-something paid.
Yeah, but it's,
Your customer base is way bigger than our
It seems to me
customer
like it was
base, so.
30-some thousand.
Well, and we only use it just when, and we didn't get the full package either.
Oh, would you?
We got, general ledger, so it's basically invoicing, accounts payable, human resources. It's like a basic package. So, I mean, and implementation was great, they are super knowledgeable, and if you make a phone call and you're having a problem, within a couple hours, you will get a call back. They will get right inside, you go face to face, they get inside. They don't just fix your problems for you, they show you exactly where to do and explain why you're doing it to fix it. Their help staff is awesome.
Yeah, that got help.
Not on the tax side.
Think so.
all right. Clerk's report.
Total energy systems is $1,622.
Motion to pay total energies.
Motion. A second.
Discussion. That was the generator, correct? Generator service.
Yes.
call?
Strong,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
Empson,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Rankin,
Yes.
Fleece and Vanderbrink, $2,237.43. And that is for services from May 25th to June 28th.
No motion.
I'll second.
Discussion? No further discussion, roll call?
Strong,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
Empson,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Rankin.
Yes.
And then the last one is Obadiah invoice for the sampler at the sewer, is $2,015.71.
I'll make that motion.
Discussion? It was cheaper than 12 or 13,000 for a whole new unit. We had to have somebody out there to fix it, cause we were sampling. Any further discussion? Roll call please.
Strong,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
Empson,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Rankin.
Yes.
Grant oversight.
I got a question from Janelle.
Yeah.
Janelle, did you tell them what happened with our Michigan gas check?
It got lost in the mail. I have no idea where it's at. They haven't received it. I haven't gotten it back. Last week, Wednesday, I drove out to Allegan at their, main office and hand delivered it to the lady. And it also was a,
Reconsidered it?
yes, a revised invoice from the 2,100 to 1,200. Save some money. And as soon as I delivered it, next day, early in the morning, they were out
I
there.
think they did it the next day.
Yes. Yep.
For gas.
Oh, we don't know where
Yes.
the other check went.
Yeah, so I told them if they receive
The
it,
mail does
send
it.
it back to me or destroy it. I voided it on our
Thank
end.
you. That's what I was gonna.
Yep, yep. But it's somewhere in
Limbo.
the mailroom.
Thanks for running that out there too.
Yeah, you're
So
welcome.
you can void it, you have to void it.
Did you put it in the mail?
Yes,
Yes.
yep,
It went Grand Rapids,
yeah, and so I sent it out, it would have gone out July 18th, and as of, what was I was on
Thursday last week.
last week, Thursday, they still hadn't gotten it.
About 2 months ago, some of our mail got lost and all the mail that day for all the areas around here was all left in Breedsville.
if you get any return mail from the post office, has a barcode on it,
Okay,
save it,
okay,
because the post office can digest that and tell you exactly
What happened?
what happened, what machine, what time,
Okay.
and there's a lot of information in that
okay,
barcode.
well, tell me where it went, if I
Oh,
get it
yeah,
back.
they can, yeah.
They're in a lot of trouble with mail. Yeah.
But yes,
You have to
Tom,
file
I did,
complaints to fight it
I
out.
did void
So
it
that took
on our end.
3 years ago, they still haven't gotten it.
Grant oversight.
Right, we aren't getting the grant for the quota,
Are or are not?
are not,
Oh darn, I thought you said
aren't, sorry. I've got a couple that I'm looking at and, talked to Janelle and she's gotten me copies of the bills that we paid on the depot so I can send it into market one. That's it.
Did they say why they were not approving the grant?
No.
Money. They got less money than what they were
Alright,
expecting.
Yeah, that fits. They got extra.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in 3/4, so I don't have a lot of numbers, except I just know that right now, we're trying to go over budget on the depot, but so we're gonna make some changes so that we can accommodate that.
Parks. Haven.
What do we have, parks?
Parks, yeah.
Throwaways are starting the first week of October, we're waiting until after October, it's just not gonna work. They're working in conjunction with, Van Loo. John Ison's kind of the in-between guy, John's gonna be doing a lot of work. So they're working together. I have volunteers coming on September 7th to start removing the rest of the decks. If I don't get them done that weekend, I'll have to probably start, the next weekend, so.
So if you remove the deck, is there going to be holes and stuff we need to fill for Oktoberfest?
No, we should, if we remove the decks, we should just have the buildings right there. I'm hoping, we might wanna put some fence around where the electrical is, because there's gonna be wires that have to be dug out, those wires have to be pulled
Like
back.
the snow fence, Tom?
Well, I
That
think
kind
it
of
would be a
fence.
good idea to put a little bit of fence around, otherwise I don't think we'll have any holes or anything.
They
like that.
disconnected it from the transformer at the pole, correct?
Way over on the other side of the park? Yeah.
Cause otherwise, in no sense of them just,
I would still think it would probably be a good idea if we
Oh.
can, we can get them down, cause I gotta dig them back, cause we're gonna probably have a 3-4 foot overdig. And so those have to be dug and pulled back, and we can roll those and get the tips of them down on the ground.
gotta put
I don't
fence
think we're
around
gonna
it.
bury them, I don't know what that wires look like. But,
Put some
just
barrels
soon
and fence.
that, them not be bare, and if we can bury them, that would be nice, and that spot there. You're probably not gonna be able to get in the depot, because you're not gonna have the deck to walk up into it.
Don't
So,
the steel drums use the deck at Oktoberfest?
After.
Oh, after, I'm sorry.
No, we're gonna remove the
I thought you-
decks before Oktoberfest.
That's what I'm saying, they usually use them at
Right.
Oktoberfest.
Well, that's fine,
I
different
You'll
stuff.
just have to maybe
Use that,
We don't.
that's
Steel
right.
drum lady does.
Yeah,
No, we had to block that off.
that was blocked off last year.
Yeah,
And
my
I'm not sure
granddaughter
that the
put
steel
it in.
drums are doing
I
anything
don't think
this
we
year.
used the deck at all last year.
I don't think we used the decks last year.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
It's the window I have before October, as far as September, it's right in the
And
middle.
if they do the drumming, they'll just have to do them somewhere else.
Maybe they can do them in the pavilion.
Well, the band will be at the pavilion.
And the beer.
Yeah, that's right. The
What
beer
about
tent.
that, what's that,
Or
gazebo
tent,
thing,
beer tent,
gazebo?
yeah.
Yeah, maybe they could get up on the gazebo.
Who's not? Kim. No, Kim's not.
So, I don't think they can plan it.
Then
That's
we'll
fine,
have
I will,
to get to the.
Okay. I'll let you
to
Gloria.
have the beer tent. So conservation is having it for sure.
Is that it for parks?
That's it for park.
Well, I've
Tony
got
had some-
Christmas trees under there too. Badgers has just sent me their price list again, and I wondered if we didn't wanna just go ahead and get the 10 trees that we get every year. The 10 6-foot trees.
Get that one for you.
Well, there's all your different kinds, so whatever kind we got last year. I don't remember what kind it was,
Could be white pine.
I think maybe the Fraser fir too, but I'm not sure. They know, they keep track over there, and they've never charged us bad, so.
Yeah.
And they like to know ahead of time, and when we need them, whenever the guys are gonna do the decorating, I'll find out from Chris if they're doing it.
Are you gonna order them?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
So we're gonna have 5 to 6 foot or 6 to 7 foot.
5 to 6, I think, is what we usually do, cause it's a lot of women that have to decorate them, they gotta be able to get to the top. You know, 7 foot, we got a problem. So I'll get 10 of those ordered. They, I don't know, they run, I don't know, $350, something like that,
so,
yeah, that's what we did last year, it's not that much.
Not to exceed 350.
Oh, you might jump it a little bit, you know, there is inflation this year.
25
Let's go to
apiece.
400. That'd be $40 a piece.
Motion approve 10 trees, not to exceed $400.
A second.
Oh, not to exceed 400?
Yeah. Cause, yeah, we can get them for that.
All right, sewer.
Was there discussion on that?
Okay.
We had a vote.
Oh, yeah.
Discussion.
Discussion on that, 10 trees, $400, sorry. No discussion, roll call please.
Strong,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yeah.
Fisher,
Yes.
Ensign,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Rankin.
Yes. Okay, so I'll have to find out the date on that too, so that we know when we want them over there. And who's decorating them.
The only thing I have is, we need to maybe have the blowers serviced
this year, and it's what, 2,500, 3,000
We
in
gotta
that
call
area?
them, when we
Gotta
make an
call 'em.
appointment, we'll know,
Yeah,
but
And
it's a
then-
yearly service, it's been 15 months.
yeah,
They went 4 or 5 years before that, we don't wanna do that again.
no, no,
Who calls them?
so we'll call and get,
Who calls?
Well,
Me or Barb will.
maybe have Kurt involved in it too.
Oh, yeah,
so
he will,
knows
'cause
what-
he's gonna-
Yeah,
yeah,
cause he's
for
gonna
sure,
have to start doing some of that too.
Well, they send somebody out, they inspect
do it,
everything,
yeah.
and then they send a tech back out to our oil changes, they line the belts and pulleys with the motors, they did a real nice job last year.
Yeah.
They sounded a lot better when he got done.
I've got two questions on sewer. Can I do? The storm drain in front of 202 East Kalamazoo Street is filling up with sand again. We talked about getting a fabric that would catch that before it went down in the drain. Have you looked into that?
Roy was gonna do that, so I guess I'll have to pick that up, call
Put that
tomorrow.
on your list, because that's getting filled up with sand.
But how big is that?
I think it's 2x4.
Where was that?
On the bottom of the hill in front of my building there's a big drain right there. When I first bought that building, it was not working, and I asked Tom Rock, and he said it was filled full of material. Well, this spring, we had enough rain, and apparently it blew it out, because it's been working, but unless you get, there's a fabric that you have to put underneath the grate, and they have handles on it, and you have to pull the grate, and you have to keep dumping the sand off the fabric, catches it, keeps it from going in.
all the way in.
A lot of developments, I've had to put them in because they don't want any runoff from your job site going into their storm drain.
That's what they put in across from the elementary just now when that drain is bad, and then,
They're a black fabric. that
yeah,
sits
black
on
fabric,
outside.
and then 2 days later, it's jam-packed full. I mean, I don't know if they know they've gotta keep
Yeah.
dumping it off, but
You
it's
have to
just full,
maintain them,
yeah,
So,
yeah.
there's a lot of stuff coming down that hill, and I don't know if it's out of the driveways or where.
I bet it's coming right
Watch it
down.
in the heavy rains.
And filling that up.
You can see that run right down that hill when it rains hard, can't you? Come
Yeah.
down the hill.
And
yeah.
that's, having that drain open so it works, has helped the water on the property, so. Second thing, I understand the school has put out for bid connecting into our sewer system. Do you
No,
know
they
what they're
didn't.
doing?
They did not,
We didn't get a bid, I understand.
no, he was here 3 months ago and he asked us, and we talked about it. It was too expensive for them to try to do it all. So all they're doing is, before the road gets fixed, they're gonna dig it up. They worked with our engineering firm, Fleece and Vandenbrink, because, well, they designed the system and they know what's there. They knew they could not put a series of homes into the 4-inch line coming from Pullman Industries.
4-inch line goes all the way to the end of the 8-inch, which is on the east side of the middle road.
So what they would have to do, they're paying to put a pipe under the road and have it capped. So if they decide to develop that property, they'll have to have it dug, uncapped, dug, and they'll have their own 8-inch forced main going into there. Cause if they build at the back of that property, it's gonna be full.
So they would run the force main back to the end of our line.
Yep, but for
Question
now,
I
all
have-
they're doing is putting a pipe under the road.
They wanted to do that, Tom, so that
I
after we
understand
had
that.
the road fixed,
I
they wouldn't have to
understand.
dig it up.
But he was here 3 months ago, I think, and
Yeah,
asked me about that.
it, yeah.
The question I have is that we already on that 8-inch line, we have how many houses going down east on Kalamazoo Street? How many homes are they adding over there? I heard 13, there may be an apartment building, is that
Oh,
higher?
they don't have that
Never
much
heard of an
room.
apartment building.
No.
Okay, 13. If we add those 13 plus what we already have in that line, and maybe someday down the future, Miller's across from, what's his name there, is developed, is that 8-inch going to be overloaded?
Fleece and Vandenbrink designed, they told Fleece and Vandenbrink how many homes they were considering. Fleece and Vandenbrink designed what they would need based
Okay.
on what we had.
Okay. so
That's why I really pushed for them, when you asked if they could use some of their own people or somebody cheaper. The reason we don't want them to use somebody cheaper is they don't know our system. Fleece knows what our system,
I can understand that, yeah.
so they used Fleece, they sat down with Fleece, and I sat down with them. And afterwards, they talked about They must have let them know how many homes they were considering or what they were thinking, and they designed, and they decided to only put the pipe under the road, cause it was a couple $100,000 to hook it all up.
As long as it's being considered. No.
Yeah, when they've even,
I mean, I know there's a force main from Pullman all the way to the 8-inch, and I know it's on that side.
yeah, they're just putting the pipe under the road for future development possibility, and it was designed around our system, thank goodness. Streets,
Okay, we, had a meeting with, Reese Riley, isn't it? Yeah, and they're gonna start our Van Buren Street project on September 2nd. And it will run through October 15th. And during that time, they're going to try at all times to leave one lane open, so that, you know, I mean, we've gotta have it for our emergency vehicles, you've got buses and everything else that have to come down through there, so.
they will have to, I talked to Chris and Tim about this, Tim being president of the school board, they will, the new turnaround, if you see the elementary, there's an island there, so the buses are gonna be front to back. They're not gonna be angled anymore. So when they come out, they're gonna have to come up this road to get out, if they can't get out that way.
What room?
Mill? No,
Chestnut.
Chestnut, they can't make the sharp enough turn with the bus to get back up to Mill.
No, they got
Come
some
down
square
Chestnut.
corners in there, and then, you know, you got
They
round
put up-
wheels, so.
When you come up to the stop sign, there's gonna be an concrete island there now, so cars cannot go through it and take kids out.
There isn't a stop sign anymore though. There is on Mill, but they took the stop sign
Coming
out,
from the high
coming
school.
out of the middle school,
But
so.
that's their property, so.
Yeah. That's theirs from that stop sign to the next stop sign, that's their property. We maintain the road, so they plow this down here. And this is school road.
What about Rummery and Oak Streets, are we doing anything?
He's gonna give, we probably don't have enough money to do Oak. He's getting somebody to come give us an estimate for Rummery.
Rummery for when they're here.
But they will not do it when they're here, cause they are booked and they're running late. Everybody's got big projects. They were worried at the beginning of the year, they might not have enough projects to keep everybody. Now, they're gonna be working until the plants close in November, which is.
So we might not get them this
the
year
fourth.
on Rummery.
He said they're gonna try to fit it in, he's gotta find times and schedule, when I took him, we drove down it, walked around it a little bit, it's a
really not
very
too
small
big.
road.
Yeah, big street.
They're gonna try to squeeze it in while they're here, but they gotta give us a price, if not, they will get it done this year, he said. It's a dinky road, it's almost
It's
one
not
pass.
very, yeah, it's not very big.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Kirk's been a godsend on keeping it smooth.
He's kept it
It looks-
really
it
well.
looks good
Yeah,
and you can-
they're able to get up and down it a lot
Yeah,
better
there's
than
no
they did.
holes, no
Yeah.
bumpity bump, it's nice.
Yeah.
And I talked to Remington's about, spreading that gravel, cause that's where all the millings are gonna go. And then they're gonna top that road with millings,
What road?
Rocky Road.
Oh.
They were so tied up, I think today was the open house, I know the middle school parking lot will not be done for another week, but all this had to be done, cause they had their open house today. I don't know if anybody drove by the high school parking lot, it looks phenomenal, they did the chip sealing,
It was full of cars.
it looks pretty nice up there now. Anything else for streets?
We're gonna send a letter about the road construction.
Oh,
City
yeah,
Building.
Janelle's done up a nice letter for that, and,
Notifying everybody.
yeah, notifying them so that they'll know, and we should have no issues then from people in the village. I mean, at least the people in the village are gonna know that they're gonna have access through there and
And
stuff.
they'll still have the garbage service.
Yeah.
The only time cause they can come down to Rummery and go around.
Sure.
The only problem is they are replacing some of them storm drains under there, cause 4 or 5 different ones, and they're gonna put 2. There's a couple different manholes, they're reconfiguring that corner, so when they do the underground work, they have to. They might have to go around, because they gotta drop that big steel thing in for safety when the guys are working down in the trench.
And they said they would do that first thing in the morning before construction started.
they're gonna have
For trash.
For
trash.
trash pickup.
That's really nice.
They get down at 6:30, they
Yeah.
hit that strip first, before anyone gets up there.
They're down our road before, the buses come
I
from
should
there,
park myself
so.
way before 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fine.
They
They hit my house
Yeah.
about 5 to 6.
Mhm.
Anybody tell the school buses they could probably go 40th to 6th to get around North Van Buren?
Oh, they know, Chris,
Yeah, Chris
Chris
knows
drives,
that.
Chris has been, when they're short drivers, Chris is filled in as a bus driver.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a do-it-all.
So like I was, that's one way to get around that.
But they'll be able to come down, it'll be 2 to 3 days when they dig that up, put the new pipe in, get it back down, and then it's always gonna be open. The only time one lane will be closed is while they're grinding, and when they're paving. Then I'll have somebody, flaggers on both ends, so people still get through. And I just asked, his name's Justin, the guy running the project manager, he's got my contact, cause I wanna know when that's gonna happen, so I can give fire department and school, same phone call, heads up a day or two ahead of time, so they can plan for it.
Yeah.
Make one phone call, get Chris.
Yeah, so you got, you can do it.
Real easy to work with, as long as I just give them the information and.
Cool.
Ordinance.
Ordinance, we have as a committee decided that we have a problem because so many of our ordinances and stuff, we don't have ordinance on, so we usually follow the township. Or if the township doesn't have an ordinance on something, then we go to the county. So we thought it would be best if we adopted a policy that so states that that's what we follow, the rule of thumb to follow. Everybody should have gotten that copy of that in their packet. And, we thought this would help with any more discrepancies with, well, that's not us, that's this, that's, you know. So this kind of gives you the protocol, what we'll follow.
Basically, it's just saying what we've already been doing.
Right, but now it's in writing and policy.
So you would want to adopt an ordinance without following our charter, in which outlines and the procedures in which we have to set up an ordinance. It says right on here, you don't want to,
This is a policy, not an
policy.
ordinance.
you can't do that. This is an ordinance, you said you wanna adopt the ordinance of the township of Bloomingdale.
Oh, we're supposed to say
That's an
policy.
ordinance.
No, it says,
You can't just by fiat grab that ordinance out of the air. I mean, if that was the case, why are we messing with the charter and making ordinances? Why don't we just grab willy-nilly whatever we want and set them up as a policy? It's against the law. We have a law in here, it's how we set up ordinances. And besides that, it doesn't pass the reasonable test. It says right in here, you gotta read it, I've got an outline right here. If it's unreasonable, it's invalid. And most of the Bloomingdale Township ordinance does not work in even the size of the lots, way over. 150-foot minimum mandatory road frontage, we don't have that. It doesn't fit the smell test. It's not reasonable, and would be
Did you
declared invalid.
Did you read the policy?
I read the policy, it doesn't make sense.
Did you read the second section?
Okay, and that doesn't make sense either, because we're not organized underneath the county, we're organized with the General Village Law Act, with the state of Michigan, and if we don't have the ordinance, we fall back on the state's minimum requirements. And you guys all seen that, and you're ignoring it.
Nobody's ignoring it, Tom, we're trying to figure out what to do about this. That's what
Show
we're
me,
doing.
and we're not just
Show
talking
me
about
where-
this, we're not just even talking about things with setbacks and stuff like that. We're talking about any time something comes up that we don't have an ordinance for, we would follow what the township says.
That's what you told us a couple of years ago. we could do.
Until we can get an ordinance written, but if we write an ordinance now, anybody that is already started isn't covered, they're grandfathered in. So-
I can't help that. That's the deficient of this body right here. You had
But you were
a
in
setback
charge.
ordinance 2 years ago, and you dropped it, you've never picked it up.
We never wrote it, we talked about it. We sat here and we talked about it, but we never got it written because we then changed people who was in the ordinance.
So we don't have an ordinance. We cannot take the townships. We are a entity to ourselves. They are an entity to ourselves. They do not have any law over us.
Well, we've been taking this for a long time, Tom,
I
because,
understand what, because
we-
I know
yeah.
when you did it,
Well,
because it was
no.
under Bill Miller.
right, in 2008, we put a
Yeah.
house in and we had to go by the township ordinance.
But you can't.
Well, we did.
But that's the mistake, and just because you did it then, doesn't mean you can do it now. It's illegal to do that. You can't do it. It's not like we don't have state minimum standards that we fall onto. We do have them.
Well, right now, we were just trying to get by to help this man get his building built.
Okay.
That's what we
Humor
wanted to
me
do.
for a minute, let's read the township ordinance. Have you read it? Okay. The minimum rear yard for all principal buildings and structures shall be 35 feet. What's the principal building and structure?
The house.
So,
The house. Okay. What's your plan show?
The garage?
A house, a ramp, and then what's behind it?
Garage, isn't it?
A separate garage. An accessory building, which has a setback of 10 feet. They do not need a variance, because they're 20 foot on one side and 11 on the other.
And they're just trying to.
They don't need a
build an existing
variance.
footprint.
as long as he doesn't shed water on his neighbor's property.
Yeah,
he didn't.
that's the
You don't
biggest.
have that in an ordinance.
He told me that was state law before.
All they need to do,
Oh, I mean, he can build it, he saves it
all
with
they
10
need to
feet.
do is
He
that
just-
builder needs to pull a permit. That's it. We have no say in it whatsoever.
Well, but the property owner that's sitting next to him does, because, Tom, there is a water issue right now at Shirley's house, and Shirley Noble's, and hers is the one that sits right behind it. When I saw it, I went down and talked to Sam about it, and he was busy and was gonna try and get to the meeting. They had said they had tried to get a hold of her. She has been in a nursing home. She has had a broken hip and some heart problems, and that's why they couldn't find her. We were just trying to make it where this could all go ahead. He is a disabled veteran. We were just trying to do that. That's why we did
I
the other.
understand that, and I
yeah.
agree with you. I think you've made them jump too many hoops already.
Justin,
Who
we have
did
a
we-
point of order for
Point of
you.
order here.
No.
Are we talking about an ordinance on an agenda, or are we talking about new business?
We're
We're
under
talking
ordinance.
under
ordinance.
ordinances for policy change.
The policy.
A policy change under ordinance.
Ordinance, okay.
I understand that, okay? And it seems to me you're giving orders for that builder to approach the neighbors to get their okay for the variance was obtrusive, it was obstructive. You didn't have to. Why are you doing that? You're causing more hardship for the guilds to
No,
get their work
we
done.
weren't trying to. What we were trying to do is go by what this village has done in the past, Tom, that's all. Nobody is trying to do anything wrong here. We're trying to make this as easy as we can for Mr. Gill.
So you have,
Not
the village
hard.
has a history of practice.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
okay. But I think that's very too, because I've told you, when we built our garage, the zoning, or the building inspector said there is no zoning in Bloomingdale. So you can build up to the property line. as
He
long as
told me
you're
I
not-
could be a foot from the property line, as long as my water wasn't dripping down their own Melvin's property.
And-
Can't
and
shed
that-
water on their
Right, you
neighbor's
can't
property.
shed the water,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that, we were told on Walnut that we had to be 10 foot off the property lines by Bill Miller, and Nick had to check with the the property owner on the side that we were gonna be closer, and they said fine, and so we went ahead. And that was with the building inspector being involved. We didn't intentionally do anything wrong here, we're trying to rectify it right here tonight. And that's what we try and do here every time, Tom. We're not, any of us, out to do anything wrong. We're here to make it better for everybody in this town, and that's what we're trying to do tonight.
If there's a water issue, and
That's-
we don't have an ordinance to solve that.
But I think
It
there's a state
becomes-
law about
it
water running on
becomes
people's
A
property.
civil matter. And the best thing to do is to talk to that builder and say, hey, what can you do to
That's
do that?
what
And that
Sam
would be
wants
up
to
the
do.
building inspector to do that.
Well, then they can, and I will go back and tell them, he wanted to be here tonight, he wasn't sure if he could or not. So I can go back and tell him to get a hold of the building inspector.
That's all he has to do.
They have no problem with any of it, they just, with the water problem she's had in her basement, they don't want any more water coming their way, and I understand that. That ground is higher back there than it is at her house, and that water's gonna run
We
that
probably
way.
have that issue all over the town.
Well, we probably do, but we can't run any more water to let him do what he wants onto her property, that's the issue.
But the village doesn't have an ordinance that.
If we don't have an
addresses that.
ordinance, we automatically revert to state law.
And
That's
state
what
laws for that.
It says here, yeah.
Read it, read what state law says.
I don't think you can do this policy. I
Well,
think
it
it'll
just
be,
says here,
it's,
if
you're
you don't
passing
have
an
a-
ordinance.
An ordinance, you revert to you rely on state law. If you don't have an ordinance, then you rely on what the state law says.
So we
So we
bypass
gotta
the
change, so
township.
what we have to do is change the policy, take out the township and
County.
put in, state.
State law.
Yeah.
Or just do the state law thing.
Yeah, so just remove the township and move the state law.
Yeah, you don't need a policy. That's the law.
Then we don't need a policy, so you just
So
revert to
then-
Michigan.
Yeah,
But
we'll just,
automatically, we won't need that, cause we automatically revert to the state law.
we'll just let Sam talk to the building inspector about it.
And the building the building official is licensed, so he knows all the rules.
Now, is that is he for the village too, or is he?
We
for
haven't
township?
hired him. I think we.
You don't
that-
need it at all.
Huh?
You don't need this.
No, cause we automatically
That's
revert
what
to
you're
state
saying.
law.
Well, Shirley's already paid for one new furnace.
She doesn't wanna
she
pay for
doesn't
another one.
need to pay for another one.
And she's had water issues
And
for
everybody
several
has
years down
promised
there.
that they would go down and
And
see what
have
the
not.
issues are, and nobody's went down to her house and seen anything.
What do we got next on there?
That was kind of two things at once.
Unfinished
It was
business.
like after the rain.
Unfinished business, none, new business, variance to move building back 10 foot. I guess he's fine,
Guess we don't need to do that.
falls within the state minimum, so he's fine.
Either state minimum or it'd be state minimum, which is 10 foot. Actually,
What's a road
the
frontage?
state minimum that Gail actually picked out, 125/1944 is for manufactured homes. The correct one is R 125/1941, which sets distances from neighboring buildings. It's not from the line, but it's more of a fire code from other buildings. I have a copy of it if you wanna see it. You can give it to your building inspector, whoever. But it's more of a fire code, and I like that better because they got a garage of 3 foot from my garage.
Yeah, my
If
house
there's
al-
ever catch on fire, there's no saving my garage.
My house almost caught on fire from the house that was on your property.
Yeah, and so
It was
I
only-
lean
New
towards,
business is
It was
moved.
only 6 feet.
I lean toward that one more than I
Facebook
do
post.
anything.
Public comments,
Okay, I had one on Facebook posts. I think that, sometimes we get some Facebook posts going out to everybody in the village that are not very favorable to the village council. And I don't know why that has to be. I think we work hard here for everybody in this town. I don't see anybody sitting here that doesn't do everything they can to make this a better town to live in. And I think that these Facebook shots at us are ridiculous.
agree with Tony, and I don't think there's any ill intent on this council at all, ever.
I think every one of us gives an awful lot of time to be out in this community and try and help everybody we can. Nobody's out to get anybody. We're here for the people that have elected us. And I think it's very, very poor to be putting these things on Facebook about the things that we are supposedly doing wrong all the time.
So they're bringing it to our attention.
Tell me why. You didn't know about this deal.
Oh, what,
You didn't know about
I didn't know
the
about
10-foot setback.
So why do we have to put it on Facebook? Why can't you just,
I didn't know about it. It was never brought up in a public meeting
About what? About it?
about Janelle writing this letter that this guy had to take to the neighbors. Who told her to do that? The board didn't tell her. Where was the public meeting that discussed
I told her
this?
to follow whatever we.
It has happened since we had a meeting, Tom. We were just trying
Okay.
to get it
Call a special meeting.
on everything that comes up, we should call a special
Apparently, because
meeting.
Justin really likes to do that.
No, he doesn't. Oh, he only does that when he has to.
Okay. Where is the public meeting discussing this before somebody takes action, their clerk takes action, and you're directing a builder or your contractor to say, well, we have a 25-foot setback, which somebody grasped out of thin air because
Did
it doesn't
anybody ever give
exist.
this to this builder? This builder never has received it. Who gave it to the builder? Okay, so we saw a copy
The builder
of
was
it.
told there's a 25, we have the emails right here.
Who told the builder?
I didn't tell the builder about any
Nobody told the
setbacks.
builder.
Somebody told the builder there's a 25-foot setback, so he's told he had to ask for a variance for that. Who's making these decisions besides the board?
I asked what our setbacks were.
Who's directing all this action if it's not directed by the board?
I was asked what the setbacks were, so I asked, oh, what are setbacks, and I was told, I'm like, this is what we have.
I know Janelle's not acting on her own.
No, I just said, I told her what information I was giving. I don't have a copy of setbacks. I can't find I can't find.
We don't have
it.
any.
He's not doing anything different than what Bill Miller did with me. I mean, we're just saying, Tom, we're just trying to solve a situation before it becomes this kind of a problem. Everybody's sitting here trying to do that.
The problem is, you made that builder try to contact both neighbors when you had no call and no ordinance to make him do that. That is the problem. And then it was never brought before the board to be discussed. If you gotta do a special meeting because this guy wants to be done and you wanna help the Gills, then call a special meeting and discuss it.
So
I
every
would
time
have told
something
you
comes
at that
up-
point, this is what you gotta do, and you're bound by these laws.
So every
But I didn't
time
have a chance to
something-
do that
It's come
because
up during
nobody.
this last month, Tom,
And
that's
then
what
you're
we're trying to
blaming
do.
me
Nobody's
because I
blaming
brought
you.
it up. Well,
Nobody
you're
brought
talking
brought
about
it up on
Facebook.
Facebook, and then
Well, you're the one saying you put
Point
it
of
on
order.
Facebook.
Point of order.
I don't even do Facebook, Tom, and I'm just saying, I think
All right,
that's wrong.
Point of order, we're done with this part.
Thank you.
Any other public comments?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody knows it, I was down in the Haven Park the other day, and one of our flags is hanging by just the top up, not the bottom, and it's just blowing all over, and I thought maybe it should be
Seems weird.
hooked back up somehow, I don't
Where
know.
was the street?
Okay.
Yeah, at Haven.
Kurt,
ones in the
Kurt just
ground?
fixed that one,
Yeah, he was on the ladder fixing one.
yeah. You're talking about the
Fri-
big one in the
Thursday or
middle by
Friday.
the
Yeah.
monument?
No, the one that's,
Oh, you mean one of the ones on the,
yeah, on the walkway.
on the walkway, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was just sitting in the park and I just thought, what is wrong with that flag? And just the top hook was hooked.
He was at one of those flags
He
this
was
last
at one
week,
of them?
yeah.
Okay.
Channel 3 did a interview on our park, and it sure looked nice.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, when they interviewed in Bloomingdale,
Oh,
they did a
okay.
shot of the parking lot.
That was
It
just on
pretty.
for such a short time at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, but it was nice.
Oh,
Haven Park is so pretty.
Yeah, it looked really nice.
That's why we leave the flags
Has,
up.
anything else been done about the old Mulner dump site with, summer coming in? I'm getting rodents up on my house now, and I'm tired of putting poison out. I had to make another round today with poison, and yeah, it's getting bad down there. And at night, almost every night, I don't know, raccoons, coyote, they're dragging a dog back on Nelda's property, and she goes out of her way to keep that nice for us.
It's like a golf course right there.
Yeah. And then when the wind blows, the dog blows across the road to Luke's, and he's out there after every windstorm picking it up, and
And
yeah,
I
it's
don't-
getting bad.
I don't know if there's ordinance, I kinda looked today, Joey and his girlfriend and the child are staying in the garage.
Yeah, they
No
live out in
garage
that back part of the
doors.
garage.
There's no windows, and now they don't have power, and they're living in the garage, and I don't know.
Can't will protective services do anything about the little,
CPS or
Child
CPS
down
would
there.
have to be called.
Yeah, I don't know,
You need
it's
to
just,
file.
and it's hard to do it because they go right back and tell who called,
and then,
as
I
soon as you
mean, they're living in the
file a
garage.
complaint.
We have such ordinances about.
You
what
can
kind of
ask that it be
living.
anonymous.
No, you can ask to have it be anonymous and they'll tell them
They still
anyway,
tell.
they still tell.
Still tell,
Yeah.
sure,
And then
don't
his
say
dogs, he
name or
keeps
phone.
his dogs locked up in the house for at least 24 hours straight, and they bark nonstop. And I called, animal control, and animal control told me, this was a while back, they said there's no law against barking dogs, but the village of Bloomingdale does have a noise ordinance. And today it was the same thing, all day long, just bark and bark. So I was gonna go out there, and I went down there once, my wife didn't care for me going down
No, you
there.
don't go down and yell at them.
But it just is annoying, you know, it just nonstop.
All kinds
Where-
of,
where
maybe
was
harder
this stuff
again
like
and
that?
see what we can do.
But,
Five
and that's the trouble, he
20
goes
North
down there,
Van
and Joey comes out carrying his baby, which he
The other
never
side of
carries
Leonard
it.
Mountains.
The
And
guy with all the garbage.
the cop don't even get out of the car half the time, he opens the door, steps up, waves to Joey, I think Joey tells him, yeah, move that bag of garbage over here, and he gets in the car and takes off. I've watched
Our
it
county
several times.
judge says that's fine for
Yeah.
something.
Okay, when we're talking about building along property lines and stuff and not interfering, his garbage goes up to the property line and go into the others, so why is that any different? That's my question.
I'd rather have my neighbor's building on top
I'd
of
rather have a
it.
garage dripping water on my yard than that garbage, but, you know.
Doesn't our ordinance say that if it's not cleaned up in a timely manner, that we can get a dumpster and
You have to get a
hire
court order
someone?
to do that.
I did read that in ordinance today.
Year and a half,
Yeah.
no, year and a half, 2 years to get.
Well, I've been complaining for 3 years, cause Renee, Robbins promised me down at the dump one day, she said, that will be taken care of, Tim.
When's he down here again
And
now?
it's like 3 years later.
I'm not sure.
Maybe we ought to see about filing something with the courts about that.
Are
We're not,
you guys ticketing him? Doesn't your ordinance state that once you receive, you know,
He's-
your first
He's
notification?
he has received a ticket. I have not heard back from Turner if he gave him a second ticket yet.
he was going down there again about it, yeah, but, well, it has to be
That's
so long
why,
from when his taxes don't get paid.
That's why Donnie Henry rolled his truck, cause he was looking at all that garbage.
Is that a true statement, Barbara?
That's when Donnie Henry rolled his truck.
He told Nick and I had truck backed up in
all
front
that
of
garbage.
him.
Don Henry? I was just having John on the tractor this afternoon.
Anything else? And yes, I'll contact W. Turner again.
Thank you.
All I can do is ask him.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye?
Yep.
Aye.
Aye.